All right. Good morning, my fellow friends and divine creatures. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll be doing a yoga for seniors sequence, but that doesn't mean that all ages can not join in. So go ahead and let's come to our mats and let's get started. Today we're going to start in Tadasana, mountain pose, at the top of our mats. Standing firmly with our feet planted into the ground, feeling the ground grounding down underneath our feet, feeling the strength in the strong mountain pose, the sturdiness. Keeping our hands at our sides, we'll turn our palms forward. Closing the eyes for a few breaths. Focusing our mind on the point between our eyebrows and letting go. Giving yourself this time to connect the breath and the body together. Keeping that chin parallel. Feeling strong and sturdy here. Breathing deeply. On our next inhale, we'll stretch the arms up. Interlace our fingers, point those index fingers. Standing tall, we'll take 10 deep breaths here. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. Feeling that strength, that power. Breathing in the beautiful day, the beauty in the world, and breathing out any negativity. And on our next exhale, we'll fold forward, trying to bring our hands to the floor. If we need to, we can find a slight bend in our knees for this. Breathing deeply, keeping your spine fully extended, gazing forward. We'll take 5 more breaths here, connecting, moving, stretching, opening up the backside of the body. And on our next exhale, we'll step the feet back into plank, keeping those wrists planted underneath the shoulders, keeping those feet planted, bringing them together, or if it's easier, you can spread them the width of the mat. Take 10 breaths here if you can. If you need to modify, of course, come down on your knees. Keeping that core tight, breathing deeply. And then exhale into your downward dog, pushing into the mat with the palms of your hands, grounding down to the mat with your heels. And let's pedal the feet out here. A little tight. You might want to open up the back side of those legs, stretching them out. First down dog of the day. And then we'll all come down to our knees, pushing the hips all the way back, bringing that forehead to the floor. We'll bring our hands by our feet. Balasana, child's pose. Breathing deeply, we'll take 10 breaths here, relaxing. If there's any tension, releasing it, falling into the mat, into the ground, connecting, breathing. And then coming back up into that downward dog, tucking the toes under, pushing those hips to the sky, pushing into your thumb and your first finger, trying to reach those heels down. Breathing deeply here, gazing through your legs back behind you. Taking a few more breaths here. And we'll slowly start to walk the feet up to the hands in that forward fold again. Keeping that spine fully erect. Maybe you're grabbing on to your shins here. Or maybe you can grab onto the floor. If you need to, remember, keep that slight bend in the legs. I know sometimes my hamstrings are so tight that I have to bend my legs pretty far. We'll inhale, coming all the way back up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms facing forward, chin parallel with the floor. Breathing deeply. We'll take 3 more breaths here. And on our next inhale, we'll stretch our feet about 4 feet apart, feet parallel with each other. And then we'll turn that right foot out, left foot in. We'll slowly start to bend into that right leg, keeping that left leg straight, bending that right leg into a 90-degree angle, making sure we can see that big toe, making sure our leg is in line, and coming as far down as you can today. We'll stretch the arms up, gazing over that right middle finger, in the strong warrior 2 pose. And then we'll come down on that right elbow, down on that right knee, and extend that left arm over, gazing through and up to the ceiling or to the sky in my case. Hopefully y'all can get outside today, wherever you are. Maybe doing this practice with me outside. It's so beautiful here in Montana. And on that exhale, we'll straighten that right leg and either bring our hand down to the mat, or if you have a block here, you can use a block and place it on the inside of that right foot, or you can grab your ankle. We'll come and we'll stretch that left arm high to the sky, gazing at that left arm, really getting that nice deep stretch in your hamstring. Breathing deeply, smiling, and then coming all the way back up, turning that right foot in, left foot out, bending down into that left leg, keeping that right leg straight, Bending down into that right leg, making sure that you can see that big toe on the inside of that knee. And then extending those arms out, gazing over that left middle finger. Strong warrior two pose here. Breathing deeply, finding a smile. And then coming down on that left knee with your left elbow, stretching that right arm up and over and gazing up to the sky, up to the ceiling. Breathing deeply here. And then straightening that left leg, maybe finding that block again, or reaching down to the floor on the inside of your foot, stretching that right arm high to the sky. The sun is right above me right now. I love it. It feels so good. Breathing deeply, connecting with that breath, smiling, welcoming. And on that next inhale, we'll come all the way up, bringing the feet back together on the right side of your mat in Tadasana, hands facing forward, or the front side of your mat. Breathing deeply here. 2 more breaths. Now, remaining on the front of your mat, I'm going to turn towards you unless your mat is diagonal like mine. We're going to move into tree pose. So we'll inhale that right foot on the inside of that left ankle. Now, you're welcome to stay here. Or if it's in your practice, you can slowly move that foot on the inside of your calf. Or you can bring it all the way up on the inside of that thigh. Now, don't place the foot on the knee joint, as it will push the knee joint out and be very painful. Now we'll bring our hands to heart center here for a moment, finding that spot on the floor that isn't moving, that drishti, breathing deeply. And then we'll extend those tree trunks high to the sky, finding a smile. Breathing steady. If you come out, just come back in, it's fine. And bringing hands to heart center one more time. And we'll bring that foot all the way down, shaking that left leg out. Did a lot of work there. Now we'll bring that left foot on the inside of your right ankle. Again, you can leave it here. And we'll take an inhale as we bring it to the calf. You can stay here as well, or bring it all the way up the inside of your thigh, finding that strength, stability in that foot and that leg, keeping it steady, bringing your hands to heart center, finding that point that isn't moving. Breathing deeply here. And extending your tree trunks high to the sky. Breathing, smiling. Whew, legs burning. Bring the hands back to heart center. One more breath. And drop the leg down. Shake them both out. Now, we'll inhale the arms high to the sky. Exhale, bring that right arm underneath that left, twisting it around, trying to bring your palms together in eagle arms. Really feeling this deep stretch in your shoulders. And then we'll squat down like we're in the chair, in a chair. And we'll bring that right leg over your left leg. Trying to find a bind behind that calf if you can. If not, just point those toes in that direction. Keeping that steady posture. Finding that strength in that left leg. Breathing deeply. Finding a point that's not moving behind your hands. And then coming back up, inhaling the arms back up, and exhaling, bringing that left arm underneath the right, getting eagle arms here, breathing deeply as you sink your hips down and back in that chair, and then bring that left leg over, again trying to find that bind. Maybe you can bind on one side and not the other. Maybe you fall out. It's totally okay. We're all learning and growing together. Breathe deeply. Try to sit down a little farther. And come up. Stretch the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Fold forward and jump back to plank and push your hips all the way back into downward dog. Breathing deeply here, connecting with the breath, connecting with the movement. And on the next exhale, come down to your belly. We're going to come into Superman pose. So we'll inhale, interlace the hands behind our back, next to our buttocks, on top of it. And on that inhale, we'll stretch the legs up, pull the arms down and back like you're trying to pull your fists toward your feet. Breathe deeply here, gazing forward, and release. Resting our head on our hands. Breathing deeply. We'll do that one more time. Interlace the hands behind the back. Stretch them back. Inhale that chest up. Inhale the feet up. Draw the fists closer to your feet. And breathing. And release. Resting the opposite cheek on your hands. Breathing deeply here. We'll come up and roll around to our backs, keeping our legs bent, feet underneath our knees. We'll come back. Hi, Bentley. Oh, yes, he wants to do yoga too. We'll push our feet into the mat and come up into that bridge pose. Pushing our hips high to the sky. We can interlace our hands underneath our bodies if we need to, or just placing them on the mat. Making sure to squeeze that buttocks, stick that belly out, stick those hips up. Breathing deeply here, connecting, and then dropping the hips down. We'll inhale the legs down to the ground, and then we'll inhale that right leg into our bodies, interlacing our fingers around that shin. We'll find a couple ankle rolls here, drawing circles with that foot, clockwise and then counterclockwise. Really opening up that ankle joint. And then grabbing the outside of that right knee, left, stretching that right arm out, gazing over that right arm if you can. The sun is so bright here today. I love it. Find some time to connect with the earth if you can today, my lovely humans. It feels so good, especially in these times. It helps us feel more alive to be outside, I believe. Connecting with Mother Earth. We'll come back to center, hug that leg in one more time, and stretch it out straight as we hug that left leg into our bodies, interlacing our fingers around that shin, drawing those circles with the left foot, clockwise and then counterclockwise. Really opening up that ankle. Then grabbing the outside of that left knee and stretching it all the way across the body. As we stretch our left arm out, gazing over that left arm. Breathing deeply here, connecting with the breath, connecting with the movement. Connecting with your breath and connecting with the stretch in your spine. Breathing deeply. And bringing that left knee back to center. We'll release it down to the ground. We'll bend our knees, placing our heels underneath our knees again. This time we'll bring that left heel to the top of the right knee, preparing for supinated figure 4, thread the needle pose. And we'll inhale that right knee into our bodies, pulling that leg into our bodies. We're putting that left arm through that opening. That's why it's called thread the needle pose. We're threading the needle through that hole in our leg and bringing that right leg tight into our body. It helps to get a deeper stretch if you lightly press away from the inside of that left knee with your left elbow. Really opening up the hip joint here. We hold most of our stress in our hips. Breathing deeply. And then releasing that right foot down to the ground, uncrossing the legs. We'll bring that right ankle to the top, drawing that left knee into the body, threading the needle on this side. If it's too much to try to grab your shin, you can always grab behind your hamstring, on your hamstring muscle, and pull your leg into you as well. Breathing deeply. Gently pushing the inside of that right knee away with the right elbow. Connecting with the stretch and the breath. And then releasing that right leg or that left leg down to the ground and uncrossing the legs. We'll straighten the legs. Inhale the arms up above our head. And if we can, exhale to seated or come up to a seated position, whichever way is comfortable to you. In Dandasana, staff pose. Sit here for a few breaths. Into the mat, pulling our toes towards our face. Finding that smile. Connecting with the ground in our breath. Lengthening that spine. And now we'll turn on the mat with our heels each side of the mat. In wide-legged seated forward bend, placing one hand behind us, one hand in front, tilting that pelvis forward. Now we'll start by slowly creeping those hands out in front of us, walking them slowly. Breathing deeply. The deeper you breathe, making each breath deeper and deeper, making sure to keep those feet flexed towards your face. Breathing deep here, getting as deep as you can. And then slowly walking your hands back. We'll bring those feet together. Interlacing our hands around our toes. We'll inhale and exhale forward, as far forward as we can go, pressing our knees into the floor with our elbows. Breathing deeply here. I just want to say ants are amazing creatures. I've been watching them throughout the practice today, and they're like hunting and gathering right now. It's so cool to watch the wildlife. Another fun thing you get to do when you do yoga outside. Now we'll come all the way up, laying down on our backs. I don't have a wall here, but if you have a wall at home, you can stretch your legs up the wall. But if you're like me and you're outside, you can just stretch your legs up, keeping those feet flexed. Spend a few moments here just letting the blood rush down out of our legs. Breathing deeply. Letting our legs hang heavy. connecting with that breath, feeling our legs get a little less tight, a little less puffy, letting the blood run the other way. And then bringing our legs all the way down, coming back to our mats in Shavasana, final relaxation. Dropping our feet to the corners of each side of our mat. Bringing our hands out about a foot away from us, palms facing up. We'll take a few moments, closing the eyes, focusing our mind on the point between the eyebrows. Focus on a mantra, a mind protection word. If you don't have a mantra, Om works. Breathing deeply. Maybe you find a mantra word. Bentley. No. Bentley loves when I do yoga, so he can come kiss me when I'm laying in Shavasana. Oh, I love my dog. All right, let's bring it back. Center ourselves. Closing our eyes, keeping our eyes closed, focusing on that mantra. I just want us to lay here in some stillness for a few moments. Letting today's practice sink into the body. Finding that inner smile. Gently start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, running your thumb across your fingers, waking the body back up, bringing awareness back to your body. We'll inhale, stretch those arms up above our heads. And then roll onto whichever side feels comfortable, resting your head on your arm. Bending your knees in toward your body. We'll inhale, come all the way up to seated. Finding a nice cross-legged position on your mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Closing your eyes. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, start of your day, wherever you are in the world right now. I hope to see you soon. Namaste.